Hey everybody, it is Tuesday and it's 2:06. I'm a slacker today. It's 2 o'clock here at Crate Insider on the East Coast, and I'm really happy to be here. It's always great to be here on Tuesdays. We're gonna do something a little bit different, and if anybody can't hear me, my microphone's over here, so it should be okay. But I always like to kick things off by talking about what we're going to give away today. And the first thing is, if you know what my sign said last week, then jot that in. It'll be kind of a theme. And yeah, so what we're going to win from that, I'll do a random number generator deal. And you can win some beef jerky, some Crate Insider beef jerky, which by the way is available in our online store as well. So love our beef jerky. And then my other thing is we always love to do a giveaway here, and I have this hat right here from Race Logic. So really love working with Brian and all the guys. So Justin McCree and Dave Hammond and Kevin DuPont, all those guys are fantastic. Wade Cross, Ben Baker, they all work together for this street stock chassis school in January. Now, of course, Brian does several classes throughout for different kinds of things, but we recorded it this year, the Street Stock Chassis School, and it is available. So you can go to racelogic.vip and you can sign up and buy that class. And lots of great information. So especially if you have a street stock, it's really a must-see. I learned so much, and I mean, I do this stuff every day. You know, I sell race car parts, and yeah, I am not going to be the person, I'm not your go-to person for setting up your race car. That's not my thing. But I learned so much about smashing shocks and all kinds of things. So anyway, if you'd like to win a hat though, the Race Logic hat right here, Race Logic Chassis School, then just drop in a comment. You can say hi, you can drop in an emoji. I like gifts too. Those are kind of fun sometimes if like you're really excited about Tuesday. So yeah, we're coming off of Memorial Day, and I didn't really post anything on Crate Insider, which I totally kind of failed on that. But at the same time, I'm grateful every single day to be an American. I'm very proud of the fact that I'm an American. I'm grateful for the freedom that we have, and big thank you to all of those men and women who have died. I mean, it's really sad, and I hope that I know I took a moment of silence yesterday to consider those folks and their families, and we all have a different way of celebrating. So I just kind of dug into some of the work that I do, and anyway, that's how I spent my Memorial Day. Kind of chilled out. Actually hung out on Pinterest a lot. That's a whole nother different discussion. But I'm gonna say hi to some folks over here, and let's see. So I see we've got Bill and Terry and Tom and Emmett. He's got the day off so he can watch my show. Fantastic. I'm so glad that you're here. Bill says, fat guys love free snacks and hats. So yep, I got free snacks and I had a hat. So there we go. And Cody says hi, and good. We dropped the link in, and otherwise racelogic.vip is where you can sign up for the street stock class there. And Donald says he can hear me all the way in Wyoming. So it's like my microphone, we set up every week, and they go, oh yeah, where's my microphone? And sometimes it's too close and I'm too loud, and it's all the things, just tech. I mean, those are totally first world problems, right? If you missed it, we do a show on Sundays called Unsealed, and it's also, I turn it into the podcast, so the Racing Insiders podcast, and do that one with Steve Hendren. So if you ever have technical questions, you're welcome to shoot them to me. You can send a private message, or you can, when I create the event, you can drop a question in there, or just join us live. We go live at 4:30 p.m. on Sundays, and we've enjoyed the show so much. We really started it as kind of a quarantine thing, but we're continuing it forward. And Steve was already talking to me the other day. He's like, we're gonna have to figure out something different during football season. I was like, dude, that is months away. I mean, months away. So anyway, clearly I have him on board for continuing with the live show. Just might change the time when we get to the fall period of time. So we'll figure it out for sure. Yeah, Darren says, I'd love to check out that Race Logic class. It is fantastic. I think I've got like the little intro in there just to get an idea of what it's like. It was really a big deal for me too. It was the first time I was at an event and recorded it. So I actually had Alex's help, and together we recorded the entire event, and it was a new experience. I mean, I do live videos like this. I do videos that are generally 3 to 10 minutes long. I do tutorials. I do things like that. A lot different than being in a live setting and recording all of that and then editing it together. So it was the first event that I've ever done. The second event I did was the the promoters workshop. So if any of you are promoters or you know a promoter, that class, that whole day of training with the different guest speakers, that's all available on my other website. I got a few of them. so winningmotorsportsmarketing.com. I have that whole promoters workshop. So if you know of a promoter, that's just, something for you to check out. I mean, I guess it really comes, I'm talking about a lot of this training type of things because this is the type of thing that I do in my spare time, is I'm constantly learning new things, and really I really enjoy learning, and then of course not just learning it but putting into action and then seeing what things will do and seeing how it all works out. So training is integral to how I operate my business, and so I just try to find the best of the best and share that with you for sure. Let's see, Brian from New York, he's our test case in New York. He said you're supposedly going into phase 1 tomorrow. We entered phase 2 this last Friday. And that means that we can sit down in a restaurant, which is fantastic, even though the weird seating arrangements is so strange. I will get my hair done on next Monday, June 1st. So this is I'm wearing hats until I can get my hair done, is what it is. So I don't even know what this is. I don't even know. But anyway, so I'm kidding. So by next Tuesday, I won't be wearing a hat. Hopefully, there we go. Hopefully that comes out really well. Terry's asking if I'm Irish American. I'm not actually. My grandpa thought he were part Irish, but I'm not. I'm not just sort of German. I'm about as German and Austrian as it gets. That's my heritage. I don't know why I think my hair probably turns orange in these lights because I have a whole wall of orange in here. So there's a whole lot of orange in this office because I love orange. So that's probably why my hair really isn't, it looks orange on camera today for some reason. And I don't know, maybe that's why you're guessing. And I see Eric's here. Hope I'm doing good. Other folks saying hi, David and Tyler and Jim. And Vicky's here, and Tyler. Oh, and he likes my hat. So yeah, I love my hats. I'm having fun with my hats. So I wanted to bring something different today. We're just getting started with racing season. So that means yes, we're selling products, and we have been selling products the whole time. But it gets kind of boring when I talk about the same things over and over and over again. But I thought, what a perfect time as we're just starting to get back racing, and a lot of places don't have fans. So how do we deal with that? How can we still promote our race teams, still service our sponsors, set ourselves up for more sponsorship in the future? What can we do there? And so I really tried to have like top 5. So it was top 5, and then it was a bonus, and then I had to add something else to it. So I have 7 tips. I just couldn't, that was as few as I could do. But they're short and sweet and to the point. So let me run through my top 7 promotional strategies that we can be doing right now, that whether you have fans or not. I mean, and really I'm kind of targeting these, none of these are in-person things. So this would be all things that you can do like online. Online marketing is kind of my thing. So I want to share some of those with you. So I guess the first tip I'm going to tell you is what's very helpful is to post before your race. So before you go to the races, sometime during the week, let people know where you're going to be. Go ahead and post it on your Facebook page, or if you have a Facebook page for your race team, that's even better than having like a personal profile. But even if you don't, then at least put out some word. Hey, let people know, hey, I'm gonna be at this track on Friday night. Now we all know it could rain out, things can happen, we get that. But if you put that out there, then it starts the conversation. And I hadn't put this as a tip, but I did, this is a really brilliant one, is that especially if there's an event from the track, if the track creates an event that says like Saturday Night Racing, then share that or invite your friends. That's kind of in that same genre, but I was invited by a friend to a race next Saturday night. So that, of course, let me know that it's existing, that it's there, and then I'm able to say, oh yeah, I want to put that on my schedule, or no, I don't, or whatever, but now I'm super aware of it and I can start making plans around it. The next thing would be to post while you're there. I've really been experimenting a lot with like Instagram stories or Facebook stories and showing your moments of your life that you're living when you're living them, and allowing with your fans. It's a really great way for them to connect with you and to see how you are as a person, and it doesn't have to be long. I mean, any Instagram story video is limited to 15 seconds. So whether you want to just take a quick picture and you want to just put some words on it, I think that every single one of us, I have no excuses. I have 1 minute of my life that I can spend to connect with the people that care about me. I don't think that's too much for anybody to ask of me, and I don't think it's too much to ask of you. So if you want to do a longer post, so be it, but get into those stories and do something just quick in the moment. Hey, check out the track today, click, and I'm not even saying do this every day. That's a discussion for a whole other day, but while you're at the track, what a great way, think about that kid. I mean, and our theme this week is aim to inspire. Think about that kid who's watching from home, who's been bored, can't go to school still, and is a huge race fan. Just give them just a little bit of glimpse, a little behind the scenes. People absolutely love that. Next up, my next tip is to share something after the race, after the results, whether that's that evening or the next day. Just share just one little takeaway. Hey, we won, or we got second place. We don't really need, like 5 pages of the lap by lap, breakdown, but just a little snippet of how did your evening go? Even if it sucked, because let me ask you this, I would have to say that the worst night of racing is still better than no racing at all. And I don't know, hit that like button if that's something you agree with, but that's, hey, I'd rather be able to play and lose than not be able to play at all. So that would be my take on that. So share a little bit about that. Okay, I've got more. So a big one is in those, anytime you can, then tag sponsors, tag manufacturers, tag anybody, not everybody is a sponsor, but maybe you appreciate it. Maybe it's, I get a lot of people that tag CrateInsider, and I'm not even a sponsor of theirs, but they just appreciate the fact that, I got them the products really fast, or that I answered the phone, or I answered a question for them. And I appreciate that. And I definitely pay attention to those who want to, you want to show the love? Great. I mean, I will remember that for sure. So that's a big one. Now, if you want to take it to a whole nother level, then I would recommend doing some product review videos. In fact, I have a story for you. And it's a story from today, and it has nothing to do with racing, but it has everything to do with what we're talking about. I do a lot of product reviews, both for CrateInsider and on like my own personal channel. I review camera equipment, and of course I do tons of tech videos on, on race car parts, which a lot of you have seen. But I usually only do videos of parts that I like, of if I don't like it, I kind of go with if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all. I normally do that, but if you are interested, you can see the terrible review I did today that is over on my Instagram account, which is Instagram.com/Kate Dillon. It's my Kate Dillon account, but I reviewed some makeup. I did a makeup tutorial and it was horrible. But they know what, my audience is going to be helped by that. So that's really the thing to look at, now don't do terrible reviews. That's not a good example of what you should do, but I did it anyway. So anyway, but hey, my opinion can be trusted now because I do positives and negatives. We do, and at CrateInsider here, we do pros and cons. We don't try to say, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever to everything. We certainly, kind of space it out a little bit, but a product review is another way to do that. Then I have another one here. Another tip is, okay, this one I'm gonna tell you about a product, and I'm gonna recommend, if you can, get yourself a GoPro. Now GoPros, they were super expensive for a while. I mean, like $400 or $500 or whatever, but now there are versions that are like $200. And the truth is, this is my opinion. I am not a videographer. I do lots of video, but I don't think you need 4K. I mean, ask me in 5 years, it might be a different deal. So if you see like, oh gosh, 4K camera and it's $600, and then the other version is like a $200 camera that's 1080. Well, that is all about how many pixels are in it. And so if you're going to be playing this at a drive-in theater with a screen that's, 25 feet across, yeah, probably need the 4K. Probably want high definition. But if that's not the case, if people are going to watch their videos from their phones, which most will, the 1080 is perfectly fine. And 1080 is what my phone shoots. 1080 is, I have one of these cameras that shoots 1080, the other one shoots 4K. It doesn't really matter to me. And I haven't, again, I'm not a video connoisseur kind of thing. I shoot video to achieve something. But in-car camera video is so popular with fans. They absolutely love it. In fact, I was talking with a racer about, we were talking about product reviews, and he was like, I would do product reviews, but truthfully, it's like my fans just don't, anybody on my page, it's like the only thing that they respond to is like in-car camera footage. So, it couldn't hurt to try it out. And I don't sell GoPros, but what I do sell is I do sell the mounts from Joe's. And there are two different versions here. So this one I sell has the 1.5 inch. It's meant for 1.5 inch bars. This is my go-to because it's the one that I first had. And so this is, I didn't even write down how much these are, so it is what it is, but we'll get that. So this is the 1.5 inch GoPro tube mount, and it works out really, really well. It's adjustable, and you can really adjust it exactly how you want it. And then the other one is the other GoPro mount from Jones, and this is more of a universal mount. As you can see, it is a clamp, like a hose clamp. It's got some rubber on the inside here, but that means, sometimes with like dirt late models can use 1.5 inch tubing, but maybe they have that that plate over the top of it, the one that says dangerous for, race cars are dangerous or something. They might have that, so it really makes it hard for the 1.5 inch tube mount. This way, this one's adjustable. Or a lot of times modifieds, for my customers who have modified chassis, that 1.5 inch doesn't work, but this one you can adjust to whatever. And then again, those I sell. Both of those Joe's mounts. Love the products from Joe's. And then I will suggest to you to get one of these waterproof. This is a waterproof case for it. It says waterproof, but it's also just this plastic is heavy duty because rocks will fly at a GoPro. And I think there's one of these that I didn't have it for the first time I used it. And I don't know if you can see the crack right there, but yeah, that's what happens when mud hits a GoPro that doesn't have a case on it. It works just fine. But anyway, so that's another tip is get out those GoPros, borrow a GoPro, try it out for yourself, post that up on social media, share that with your fans. And then of course, tag your sponsors and whatever you want to say. But that in-car camera footage is a really great way to promote yourself during this time. And then my last tip, this would be a fun one too, is if you can, if there's an opportunity to be interviewed, if the track announcer is walking around with a camera and a microphone, take a moment and just volunteer. Hey, you looking for somebody to interview? Think about your message. Just tell your story. I know a lot of times when you're at a track, that they're going to ask, oh, tell us what happened in the second lap or something. That's possible, and go with whatever they're doing. But if there's a chance that you can just talk to them and maybe tell them why you race or how your week was as it relates to your race team, and drop in some sponsor names every time you can, that is a really great opportunity to just be seen more as a person, from your fan base. So, hey, if you've got some other suggestions, I would love for you to drop them into the comments. Any other suggestions that you have, I'd love to see those and share those. And for anybody who doesn't know, I actually have a whole other program called in Winning Motorsports Marketing. I have a group and a page and a website, and I do teach racers about marketing and sponsorship. So this isn't I didn't just make this up. This is stuff I kind of teach a lot, and I know it works because we test out lots of different strategies for sure. But these are the things that are going to be working today today in the current times that we're in, where, you know, we don't get a chance to sit down and do autograph sessions with our fans. So how do we connect with them anyway? How do we keep racing alive and exciting and going? And how do we make sponsors happy? And just all the things. And hopefully soon we'll have, you know, the fans in all of the tracks. You know, some places have them, some places don't, but I hope those are very helpful tips for you. I'm going to see what other questions that people have here. If anybody has any questions. Let's see, Jeremiah says the Iowa governor is opening racetracks to 50% capacity on June 1st. Great. Yep, Bill says honest reviews. Honesty is the biggest part. It's super important. Jeremiah says he shoots most of his videos with a GoPro Hero 7. So if you get a chance, check out Jeremiah's channel, Jeremiah Reed. He does a great job. And the sound is, you know, sound is an important part of when you're doing spoken videos, you know, when it's your voice. And Jeremiah, your videos always sound good too. I struggle with sound sometimes, and so you do a good job there for sure. All right, and oh, looks like it's time. It's time to do some drawings here. I've got my random number generator up, and I need to grab a couple index cards here. So I'm sort of prepared. Well, yeah. Alrighty, so I've got that. And I've got Alex in the office helping out today. Okay, so that's going to be for the beef jerky, Alex. And then, gotcha. Okay. Alrighty. So I should have some winners in just a moment here. And I'm going to see if there's any other comments or questions, any questions anybody has. Let's see. Oh, Tyler says he's hoping for his first race this Thursday in West Virginia. That's just great. KL says, I was just watching our douchebag governor to see what circus tricks he has it this week. You know, I know you have a different governor than mine, but they are taking lessons from one another. So it's a race to the bottom pretty much on, I don't know, attention. I mean, some people just didn't get enough attention as children, I guess. And they were trying to wait for the perfect moment. You know, today I actually got a call while I'm waiting for Alex to do those numbers. I'm going to tell you another story. So I'm on the phone today. A company that I do business with calls me, not in racing, but for like packing supplies. And they're like, oh, I want to make sure you're happy and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, no, fine. I get the same thing from you all the time. I have for years. And they're like, well, you know, we want you to let you know. I mean, with, you know, we've got safety and sanitation supplies, you know, because, you know, with the COVID-19, I was like, whoa, stop right there. Don't want to talk about the COVID. I buy what I buy from you. I'm done. I'm good. Okay, ma'am. All right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't want to hear about it. All right, so our winners today for the beef jerky. First of all, for knowing my sign, Richard Cecil. Richard, if you would, please send Crate Insider a private message with your address and I'll get that sent out to you. And the winner of our Race Logic hat right here is Jim Rook. So Jim, congratulations. I know you are a long-time listener, watcher, viewer, whatever word I want to say. And I want to thank you so much for being here. And so send me a message and I'll get that hat sent out to you. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for being part of Top 5 Tuesday. I hope those tips were helpful to you. Drop in more comments or suggestions, and I look forward to seeing you. Actually, I'll see you on Sunday on Unsealed, or I'll see you next Tuesday for Top 5 Tuesday. Have a great week.